Hi, this is W. Eric Martin at Board Game Geek News. I'm here with Jack Scott Hill from Flying Frog Productions, showing off one of two expansions that they debuted at Gen Con 2012, Timber Peak for Last Night on Earth. So, can you give a brief overview of what's added, what's new in this expansion?
So this is by far our biggest expansion ever for Last Night on Earth. This is the 5th anniversary of the original Last Night on Earth, and so we really wanted to do something special with this. We wanted to blow it out of the water. So not only is it our biggest expansion, but it's a standalone expansion, meaning it can be played without the original game. So it's kind of a brand new experience. It's everything that you've seen before, but with a twist, kind of some new rules, new cards for all the decks. And you can play it either integrated with all your other Last Night on Earth stuff or on its own as a separate experience. And it's so fully filled out as its own product that you could get Last Night on Earth as or Timber Peak as a base set, and then get Growing Hunger or Survival of the Fittest, any of our other expansions, and build off of it. So one of the things we really wanted to do for kind of the 5th anniversary is further the storyline a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we actually have
I think you should really take a bat to him.
Do you want to come over on this side? She's frightened off. Okay. Can you cut this?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
We'll put insert, he'll look at the board and we can cut back and forth between
yes.
the other.
So if you don't know, just roll
don't mind us.
6 and yes. All right, sorry. We'll get right back to it. So I'm trying to remember the point that I was going to make.
You could buy this is the base game. You can expand from that.
That's right.
Yes. So one of the things we wanted to do with Timber Peak is to actually further the storyline a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to find out what happened to some of these characters from the original Last Night on Earth. And this is almost like an unofficial sequel because some of the characters actually escaped in the truck. Mm-hmm. They made it out of the small town of Woodenvale, and they were like, well, what are we going to do? Where do we go now? And they decided, well, let's head for the hills, literally. Let's go up into the mountains and try to find someplace secluded that may be untouched by a zombie outbreak, and maybe we can actually take some respite.
All right, good luck with that, right?
I know. Well, when they get to this mining town of Timber Peak, they find out it's a whole new town with the same problem, and they join forces with some of the heroes from this town, and fight off zombies in all new scenarios and in an all new town. So the game actually comes with another town with boards, the same boards, same size of town that we had in Last Night on Earth. So it's formed with one center board that's double-sided. There's a center of town, and then a radio station this time, and then L-shaped boards around that. And again, like in the original Last Night on Earth, we have 6 L-shaped boards, but it's always formed from 4 L-shaped boards and a center board. And these feature some familiar buildings like the hospital, but some that are brand new and very much in theme with this. So,
such as a sawmill, as we see in Lumberyard.
Lumberyard, we've got a bowling alley. Over here, this is very cool, we have a power relay station. And of course, in the center is this radio station. So a brand new town, and the characters from the original game that made it out, Sheriff Anderson, Sally, Jake Cartwright, but these are a new version that you haven't seen before. So they're
battle scarred.
More battle scarred, exactly, seasoned. And Sally is not the naive, sweet girl that we knew before. She's seen things, terrible things, and she's trained up on guns, and she's fought zombies. And so this Sally no longer is a lightweight. She can actually use shotguns and bigger weapons. Sheriff Anderson, Jake Cartwright as well. They've seen new things. So these are kind of expanded versions of these characters that are more veteran. And along with that, we have brand new miniatures that go with them. And the new miniatures are like night and day. The original Sally was fantastic. The new one, I was like, it looks exactly like the model. She looks amazing. So they join forces with 3 new heroes. We've got Ed Baker, the lumberjack, Alice, the diner waitress, and Nikki, the bush pilot. And they're facing off against new scenarios, including Learn to Survive, where you're trying to get upgrades. I'll talk about those in a second. Radio for Help, where you're trying to get a signal out to the outside world. Blow Up the Town, which is pretty self-explanatory, and Mountain of the Dead. So these are all incredibly fun, dripping with theme. And then we also include 2 new decks here, an all-new hero deck and an all-new zombie deck. These can be integrated with your other Last Night on Earth cards, or they can be played on their own, and they're filled with lots of new cards and new versions of old cards.
Okay.
We include these new upgrade decks. This is one of the most exciting facets of the game. So now, in kind of a light role-playing fashion, you can increase your character's stats and abilities through experience. So every time a hero kills a zombie, they get an experience token. When you get 3 experience tokens, you can buy an upgrade. We have 3 different hero upgrade decks. They're themed, so you can kind of choose the path of your hero. So we've got a melee upgrade deck, a ranged upgrade deck, and a special upgrade deck, and these dictate sort of what kind of experience you're getting. So with melee, they're kind of brawling things. With ranged, they increase the range of your shots, or maybe you get more than one chance. You can reroll missed shots, things like that. And special are kind of a catch-all. Maybe it allows you to heal other players or whatever. So these are very exciting, and you can kind of choose the path of your character. And then the zombies, of course, can get upgraded as well. And,
Super zombies.
Oh yes. And all of them are very themed. So, for example, here's one called Concussion. So the zombie player, if they get this as their upgrade, they can play it on a character, and they get a concussion. So they actually could lose their upgrade tokens that they've gotten the experience, or even upgrade cards that they have. So yeah, it's going to be in stores end of September. We got a limited number here at the show, so we can kind of generate buzz. And we're gamers ourselves, and we're like, oh, we can't have a Gen Con without having like the hot new game that people could go home and play in their hotel and buzz about. So we tried to put together a package that everybody would be very excited about for the 5th anniversary of Last Night on Earth, and we could not be more proud of what's come together.
Now, there has to be a limit. I mean, for 10 years, 15 years, I mean, you can't keep having the same one. Like, it can't be like Sally with a walker poking people and Cher with a cane saying, "Get away out of town."
I mean, you zombies, get off my lawn. Yeah. Exactly.
So, is there more?
There's definitely more. All of our games, we're lifelong gamers ourselves, and I don't know how you are, but for me, when a game that I love there's no future for it, when they announce, okay, we're done with the product cycle, there's no more expansions, we're done, it dies for me. And I don't know why. It seems like you should just be able to play the thing and be happy, but for me, it feels like I want to know that there's a future out there and that it's still going. More stuff will be out, it's living, and we want to keep all of our games like that. The important thing, though, is you don't want to get bloat. You don't want to get it where it's not fun.
And this kind of strips it back to as starting points as well, if people are interested in doing that.
The main thing that we always put forth is we want Last Night on Earth to be like a toolkit where you can make your own scenarios and you can do your own stuff. So this is sort of a new adventure in that same world, and we could do this kind of thing. You could have Last Night on Earth set in a city or some other location, and it would be the same game you know and love in a slightly different way, and it can continue to be fun. But as far as expansions, what we do is we try to add more variety. There's more different town you could play in. There's more characters that bring something new to the table. There's more cards of stuff you can get to equip yourselves, or dastardly things that the zombies can do to you. We try to go in that direction as opposed to adding complication. There's a lot more rules, and I'm saying we don't want a crazy amount of rules where it gets to the point where you're like, wait, how did that work again? And you're having to look stuff up. We want our games to be, they play fast, you don't have to look up a lot of rules. The emphasis is on fun and having a good time. The characters are actually very powerful. I mean, they're heroic, but they defeat zombies like nobody's business. They're incredibly powerful. Oh my God! Guys, he's alive. He's not a zombie. He's not.